I'd always worried about that actually because I knew that the back end of those bases was lightly defended. Like there's only a guard at a gate and a small platoon off to one side. I was like, we knew that 120 or 400 people could overwhelm it, but and then they would be coming in the back door of the base, to the guns, and we didn't have that many troops there. Had we had more troops in the back, I think we did have a few more. So they were hoping for a sneak attack, and they really didn't get a sneak attack. We actually did know, but it did little good with 400 or 800 people. I don't really know. They say it might have been as many as 1,000 people. Somebody said it was 2,400, but I don't believe that. It couldn't have been that many white people. But anyway, basically they betrayed Germany. They had lived in Germany. Like I said, most of them had lived in Germany. For quite a long time. And like I said, the South Africans had basically said, "You are no longer German. You are now South African. You are one of us now." And then they had been letting them live over there for about 2 or 3 years in South Africa. Keeping them away, not letting them really know. Giving them a good time, having them paying women to basically be with these 400 or 500. You're treating them like rock stars, like kings, basically in South Africa. All these white guys, they were from Germany, and that was the whole point, is that they were from Germany. They traveled outside Germany, and now they were in South Africa, and they were being treated like kings and being shown a wonderful, great time, to make them think that the black South Africans were so nice and so good, and oh yes, we are friends, we are friends. It is those other ones that we have a problem with, and even them, we're just going to show them how it's really done. And they were lying. They were saying all this stuff and all that stuff. They're saying all the right things, as they say, or everything right, basically. And they got these 400 kids of a lot, like they were like 15 to 18 or 25 years old or something like that. These youngsters basically to think that that South Africa, it's all wrong. We are great, nice people. We had great kingdom in the past, and yes, and these people had taken over our kingdom, and here are the facts. And they were saying, and the South Africans were saying, yes, we are the true rightful owners of this country, or that country, or whatever. Anyway, I don't know. They did do a very good, careful job of it, basically. So those kids had no idea what they were doing, pretty much, and basically they really believed that the black South Africans were great, nice people. They're so nice and so caring, and if the world could only understand the South Africans, then they might understand us better. But you're going to attack Germany. anyway though, and I don't know what stories they exactly told them, but basically they treated these 400 or 800 people like kings pretty much in South Africa. And so these kids were like really super like into South Africa and all this and that, and they actually believed that South Africans were really cool and going to make them kings, basically. They're like, "You will be kings like us. We just need this one thing from you." And that's what they told them. And this would come out later on too in the report, because of how they breached my defenses. And even the black leader or whatever, the guy who attacked, he was like, "We have no respect for these people either. They betrayed you. They will betray us. So we killed them for you, or we will kill them for you." Like, that's nice. I talked to him for a little bit, and because, well, I mean, he respected me because like I said, I mean, I was the owner of the property, and he was the person trying to take the property. Like, so it's how these things go in war. I mean, and I'm also Epic LS. I'm Lucifer Star. Like, most people would consider it an honor to face open battle with me, and me and my army. So, I mean, for him, in a way, it was a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, to go up against the Epic LS, the Epic Lucifer Star. Like, I mean, nobody, like very few people have actually got up against LS, and the battle emplacements were old. I was actually thinking about taking them down when they actually raided it. Like I was getting soft. I thought things were okay, and they haven't attacked in a while, but we better be careful just in case. Yeah, and we were careful. Otherwise, it would have been worse. But anyway, and like I said, the black people made sure that mostly the white people got killed, and then they just killed whatever was left. They took them, like I said, as the black people rushed in, they basically just took them hostage right away and said, and basically, or helped them. Basically, they kept white people with them as long as until everybody was dead and everything was fine, and then it's like, okay, now we betray you. And that's pretty much the way it went. Like I said, a lot of white people would say later on that how they could verify for fact that every single one of those white people that was involved in that attack died. Basically, right after the attack, or soon after the attack, within days of the attack, they died. The black people were tired of fooling these people, these children anyway. Like they believed that they were gonna get Santa Claus, and everything, and that's they they were naive. I mean, it's true. It's like, yeah, they were naive. I mean, I mean, I knew it was a problem, and they that they could be hit from behind, and I had put things in place to stop it, but they weren't enough, and they breached the wall. And a lot of French people died too. Like almost all the French people died, or at least most of them died, basically. Some of them did surrender, but I don't think surrendering would do any good. It's funny, the people that surrendered actually lived longer than the people that helped in the taking down of the defenses. They had kept the people that surrendered, they actually kept them around for a little while. You know. So it was an ironic twist where the people that surrendered, the French soldiers actually went to jail, or went to a holding cell, and the people who actually helped in the attack, the stupid white kids who they were tired of being so nice to, they killed most of them right away, and I think they're also saying things like, "Oh yes, you will meet up with your friends later. Yes, they're off doing some business for us," and of course the girls, like there were girls involved too, of course, and of course the girls were later on gang raped. Of course. Anyway, I mean, that's what you get for trusting a South African. I mean, anyway, I mean, like I say, it's just the way it is. I mean, you trust a black South African, and if you're a girl, you're gonna get raped a lot. If you're a guy, you're gonna get shot or chained to the floor to work or something like that. Like, you don't trust South African black males, especially the black ones. You don't trust them. I mean, you can like them. You can try to trust them. Like, I like Eddie Murphy. I think he's kind of cool, and maybe even turned his life around a little bit. But I wouldn't trust him. If he handed me a line of cocaine, I wouldn't snort it. I mean, you don't. They're basically conquerors, or they want to be conquerors, and that's basically the way it was. And I put up one hell of a fight. And actually, I think I earned his respect quite a bit, because it was not easy. It was a slow, grueling task. Of a lot of people died. Like, for every one of my people, like, I'm sorry, South Africa. Bad leadership or whatever. Well, not bad leadership, because they were, I mean, they did get into the city, so they took the city. I mean, I technically lost that round. And they breached the city, and they came in, but we had already evacuated most of the city, though. So, I mean, we knew it was coming. Like I say, the war in Spain was not going well. Like, they were slowly gaining ground. It was tedious, but they were crawling their way across Spain, basically, and we were falling back into Germany. And we ended up, like I said, they started carpet bombing, and we ended up, hopefully most of the carpet bombing runs, they didn't actually hit anyone, because we had the city evacuated. We were evacuating everyone out of Germany, out of Spain and Germany. Like, we were moving them up into Poland and moving them over to America. Like, we moved over to Mexico. That's where everybody went from Spain. They went to Mexico, or they went up into Poland. Everybody was pulling back. There wasn't anyone in Germany, I don't think. I don't think. I mean, nothing. No one but males. The males were going to stay behind and fight the attack.